Of course I'm going to break down the Cody and Satori video. Of course I'm going to break down Sam and Colby's video. You don't have to email me that. I have 150 emails asking me to break those two videos down. My email is out there for anyone to, submit stuff to, but chill. So in this video, I'm going to break down the Cody and Satori video. I'm going to break down Sam and Colby's video. I'm going to bring up a little bit of evidence that Cody and Satori are lying. I know, shocking. And if you hang around till the end of the video, I have a little surprise for you. So I have a clip for you here, which will definitely aid in debunking Cody and Satori. This is a big one. So we have Cody standing here with Satori. We have Sam, and Colby is behind the camera. Now, they're going to say that it's hard to hear. Well, clicking your toes in a soft shoe will make it hard to hear. They're going to blame it on the crickets, the outside noise. But we're going to actually ignore that. And we're going to pay attention to what they say.
Coming in.
All right, keep going.
I'm going to ask for your name. I'm going to go through the alphabet.
So at this point, we could still hear the knocks in person, but the camera mic couldn't pick it up due to all the outside noise. So we're going to fast forward to where you can start hearing it again.
Fossey.
Terry Fossey.
Terry Fossey. Now, if we do a quick Google search for Globe Park death, what comes up is Terry Fossey, Terry Fossey, Terry Fossey. But what happens if you actually look around? Oh, Terry Fika. Well, let's click on that. Terry Fika's death was confirmed on Monday, September 24th. Ooh, she died in Woonsocket, which is where the Conjuring house is. Uh-oh. Who is Terry Fika? Uh-oh. Did the ghost misspell her own name? Or did they just Google it and then repeat the same typo that the articles on Google had about Terry Fika, who they misspelled it as Terry Fossey? Uh-oh. Well. Looks like the ghost misspelled her own name. Or, more likely, Cody and Satori Googled it in the back of the car and read the typo version of the article instead of the actual name, which is Fika. That's a pretty big nail in the coffin for me right there. All right, Cody and Satori's video. Let's get to that. Surely that'll quell all of our questions, concerns, and comments on their legitimacy, right?
Besides all of that, we are also able to, in a really weird way, communicate with the other side.
No you can't.
Satori and I found that when we first met, when we hold hands or embrace in some way, we have direct, constant contact with the spirit world. It still blows our mind till this day.
Okay, so the human Ouija board stuff started when you met Satori, not 12 years ago when you were doing it on your own, right?
So we want to take this time to directly address it, kind of clear some things up.
I'm just going to save you the time. No, they don't clear anything up.
Help give you a better understanding about us and what we do. We do want to start by confirming with everybody here and just saying it on record that we are absolutely real.
No you ain't.
Now, there have been so many opinions and theories circulating the internet, such as we're popping our joints.
And here's the crux of the problem. You are cracking your toes, but that's not all I suspect you're doing. See, at the Conjuring house, I have a feeling that there's devices all around, that people are actually feeling the impacts happen. But when you're at the park, and when you're in the alleyway in that studio, as well as on the other videos that you've done this, not at the Conjuring house and, years ago, the knocking only happens directly next to you. So I think you've had time and you've learned that knocking only next to you will draw attention directly to you. But if you place a few devices around the room at one location, you can always say, well, the knocking happens all around me.
Even that we're building devices that make knocking sounds.
The way he says building devices is wild. Like, that's such a complicated thing. Surely it's not just a garage door opener, a battery, and a solenoid, right?
We wish we could put everybody in the room with us to experience this phenomena for themselves and to kind of evaluate the environment themselves, but we are physically unable to fit millions of people into one room, but it is something we wish we could do for you.
Yeah, me too. If I had a magic power, I'd love to show everybody. Could you imagine? I mean, just think about it, right? You got your opening night, millions of people there, you charge just $1, and you got millions of dollars, all for just clicking talking to ghosts.
Some people have been incredibly quick to find something on the internet that labels us as fake and hold on to it. We understand that may be due to fear.
Fear? I don't think there's anyone that's got toe crackophobia.
Now Now, to clarify the first one, we are definitely not popping any joints in our body to make knocking noises or cracking anything to make knocking noises.
I think the saddest part is people actually believe this. If you aren't popping your toes, then why have you not pulled up your pant legs, taken off your socks and shoes, and just shown people?
Now, we're definitely not building machines or devices that make knocking sounds. We definitely don't have time for that, first of all.
So let me get this straight. You don't have time to build devices, right? Then how do you own a paranormal research device company called DesTech that you create paranormal research equipment under, specifically this cat ball called the Vibration Activated Light Sphere? Luckily, you put your name front and center. Cody Ray Desbians, right there. Front and center. Why'd you call it a light sphere anyways? It's a cat ball. Could you just say ball or motion activated cat ball?
And a lot of the time we don't even know who we're working with or where we're going until we're there. So we're definitely not getting any prior information before we go into these locations. It's
Not buying it. So at the Conjuring House, they fill out a waiver. You get their name, you take their family name and Google it. For these business and places, yeah, I'm not buying that either. You're just going to Google stuff about that too. And going to people's houses, where you just picking random houses and just walking up to them like, hey, we would like to go and touch each other in your living room. I don't think that's how you're doing it. So you know who you're going to and you know where you're going. So I don't understand how you thought this would pass the sniff test. Everyone's going to know you're lying because you're saying you don't know where you just la 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 walking down the street and just decide to go to some granny's house to talk to her dead uncle twice removed. No.
There are a lot of similarities and differences between us and the Fox sisters. If you do your research, you will find that by certain accounts, the Fox sisters wouldn't let people see under their long skirts at their feet.
Hey, wait a second. You're not supposed to compare yourself to the Fox sisters. I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to be the one that goes, the Fox sisters wouldn't show their feet and you wouldn't show your feet. Also, you do know that the Fox sisters came out, well, one of them was on their deathbed. They said it was all fake and they were just, clicking their ankles, right? I think you just let out a Freudian slip.
Now, there are also some other opinions circulating the internet about myself. Some videos that have surfaced from around 2011, 2012 that show myself and the team that I was with communicating to spirit through knocking.
The problem isn't the knocking. The problem is that you were playing a human Ouija board 12 years ago, but you're also claiming that that started only in 2018. Those two timelines don't add up.
Those videos may have been the start of something that evolved into what it is now.
You're right. You started scamming people 12 years ago.
I just want to clarify that Cody was diagnosed with leukemia in 2011. He was battling it for multiple years until he had his bone marrow transplant in 2013. He didn't die the biggest time until 2014, but of course there were multiple times where he was touch and go.
So let me get this straight. You feel the need to come out and clarify when, where, how, and how long he had cancer, but nobody's questioning that. You are further insinuating that cancer is the source of his magic powers, which is ridiculous. Even your father came out and said that you didn't say that, but here you are insinuating it again. Can you two get on the same page and figure out if, his death is the source of magic powers or not, and then come out and speak on the internet? Because right now you're contradicting each other.
The interesting thing is, since Sam and Colby's videos have come out about the Conjuring House, we have received hundreds of emails from people around the world claiming that they have had communication through knocking as well, which we find really neat.
And let me guess, of the hundreds of people that have allegedly emailed you, which I doubt, none of them have proof. And if they do, they probably won't take their socks and shoes off either, right?
We just aren't in the business of doing experiment after experiment and becoming a lab rat for the purpose of trying to prove something to...
Ah, how convenient. You don't want to be a lab rat. It's not like you're doing anything crazy. You're pulling up your pant legs, taking off your socks and shoes, and just proving it to everyone. I don't see why that's so difficult. Oh, wait, it's because you don't have magic powers.
We truly feel that there's nothing we can do without people coming up with some excuse as to why it may not be real.
Yeah, there is. All you gotta do is pull up your pant legs, take off your socks and shoes, go outside, and have the ghosts do their tippy-tappies around you there.
So, since these debunkers have not seen what we do in person, it is impossible for them to truly know what's going on.
Oh, okay. So I have to spend thousands of dollars to go to the Conjuring House, which you definitely get a paycheck from, to see it in person, and I'm gonna go, hey, wait a second, I don't believe you. Pull up your pant legs and you take off your socks and shoes and do it again. And then you're gonna go, we don't want to be a lab rat, hee hee hee. And then I'm gonna have to fight you to get my money back because you're trying to scam me.
Instead, what we recommend in the meantime is to do your own research research. Talk to the people that we have done this method for in person. Get their firsthand accounts.
The people you have fooled aren't a good sample because you have tricked them. They have not actively tried to properly debunk you. So why would I take their points of view into consideration when trying to debunk you or trying to do my own research, as you say? Now let's flip that coin. What about people you've done this to in real life that don't believe you, or did believe you at first but found out you were fake? Because I've had people email me about this, and they have allegedly been threatened. What's there to hide? If this was legit, why would you threaten people? And that's pretty much the end of the Cody and Satori video, other than their salutations, which includes a nod to my previous video. Here's my previous video. You can do that all day long, but at the end of the day, it's not going to change the fact that Cody and Satori are fraudulent, they're charlatans, they're scammers, they are liars, and at the very, very end of the day, whenever it goes to bed, neither of them have magic powers. The only thing they got is shin splints from popping his goddamn ankle all day long. And here's what Cody Ray Ding Dong had to say.
In the end, tomorrow morning when Satori and I wake up, we're going to continue doing what we do. Help people with this gift that we have.
So we called up Cody and Satori, we told them what's up, and we're like, hey, you down for a round 2 of experiments? And at this time, they decided they don't want to go back and forth with people, experiment by experiment, but they said maybe at a later date. This might be the nail in the coffin for a lot of you, and we understand.
Wait, that's just convenient.
In our opinion, and based on our experiments, there's nothing that we saw or captured on camera that debunks what we experienced. Can we say it's 100% real? No, we didn't do enough testing to prove that it's 100% real.
So I actually glassed past most of the Sam and Colby video because for the most part, what they're saying I either agree with or is just kind of, I don't want to say corporate nonsense, like business nonsense. They're taking the path of least resistance because they don't want to burn bridges. Because at the end of the day, you know, Cody and Satori are staff of the Conjuring House. And if they go against that, then, which the Conjuring House, I mean, you saw Jacqueline Nunez said she had hundreds of videos of this and they're really, and she's really pushing this. So they can't really burn the bridge with Cody and Satori because of that, or they won't really be able to go back to the Conjuring House, and, you know, it's kind of like the holy grail of places to go. So I get where they're coming from, but it is a massive cop-out to just glare past the mountain of evidence. I feel like business-wise, they've kind of dug themselves into a trench and they have no real way out other than just saying, well, what they're going to say next.
So based on this, we think the best course of action is to continue our investigations using our own equipment and our own methods so that there's no question whether we believe it or not.
So this is the biggest part of the Sam and Colby video. It sounds like they're not going to be working with Cody and Satori anymore. They didn't really say it, but they did say that they're going to go back to them and their equipment, which I understand. For business purposes, they don't want to burn being able to go to the Conjuring House again. And now for that surprise I was talking about. So I put in an order on AliExpress to order a few parts to create a device that can mimic what Cody is doing. And I have a theory that clicking your toes and having these external devices may be what he's actually doing. But that video will be coming in a couple weeks. Thanks, international shipping. Peace!